She's staring at her phone. 2:47 a.m. His last text came 6 hours ago. A simple goodnight that somehow landed differently, colder, more distant. She's read it 43 times, dissecting each letter, every punctuation mark, hunting for some hidden meaning buried in 2 words. Her heart pounds, her stomach twists. Her mind loops through 1,000 possible scenarios. Is he pulling away? Has someone else caught his attention? Did she say something wrong? Do something wrong? Be something wrong? This isn't love. It's addiction. And she doesn't even see it happening. Welcome to the concealed psychology of female attraction. The neurochemical cocktail that shifts rational women into obsession. The evolutionary wiring that drives her toward what she can't quite have. And the mental patterns that turn an ordinary man into her personal drug. This isn't about tricks, it's about understanding. Because when you grasp the science behind her longing, you uncover something deeper about human nature itself. 1. The neurochemical addiction, how her brain gets hooked. Her pull toward you isn't purely emotional, it's chemical. And chemicals are addictive. Here's the science. When she's drawn to a man, her brain doesn't simply think differently. It literally changes. The same neural pathways that light up during cocaine use fire when she's infatuated with you. Dopamine floods her system. It's not the happy chemical, it's the wanting chemical. It's the force making her check her phone again and again. Study your words. Spin daydreams about a shared future. Dopamine doesn't whisper, I'm content. It shouts, I want more. But here's the twist. Dopamine spikes before she gets what she wants, right in the anticipation, before the text arrives. Seconds before you walk into the room, and the uncertainty before you act. That's why complete attention can cool her interest. But a little mystery can ignite obsession. Her brain is wired to crave the uncertain, the almost but not quite. Add norepinephrine. You get her pounding heartbeat when she spots you, the trembling hands when you touch her, the sleepless nights with you on her mind. This isn't comfort. This is chemical intoxication. That then there's phenylethylamine, the natural amphetamine, behind those fluttering butterflies, that vivid heightened reality when you're around. And finally, oxytocin released during touch, deep talks, and intimacy, the bonding chemical that makes her feel safe, connected, attached. But oxytocin's dark side, it lowers her defenses, hides red flags, and makes her sacrifice her own needs. Together, these chemicals create an addiction storm. She's not choosing to obsess, her brain is pulling the strings. She's not deciding to lose herself, her neurochemistry is overriding reason. That's why she can't just get over you, why she checks your social media at 3 a.m., why she dissects every word you say. She's not crazy, she's human, and humans are built for addiction. But here's the key. This chemical storm isn't triggered by constant kindness or devotion. It's sparked by uncertainty, challenge, and inconsistent reward. The man who's always there, he rarely activates this system. The man who's sometimes warm, sometimes cold, he does. Understanding this isn't about cruelty, it's about knowing attraction runs on a different frequency than logic. 2. The evolutionary program, why she craves what she can't control. Her draw toward the unattainable isn't a feature. Evolution doesn't care about feelings, it cares about survival and reproduction. For thousands of years, women who chose men with certain traits, strengths, resources, status, protection, genetic quality were the ones whose offspring thrived. But she doesn't assess those traits by reading a resume. She reads behavior, how others react to him, his calm under pressure, his willingness to walk if disrespected, his decisiveness, without seeking her approval. These trigger pre-selection bias, the tendency to want what others want, to value what's scarce. That's why men surrounded by women often seem more attractive, why men with options feel more desirable than those without, why the man who could lose her but won't collapse without her earns more respect than the man who clings. Her mind is constantly, though subconsciously, calculating, is he high value or low, chosen by others or ignored, independent or dependent. These judgments aren't conscious, they run deep in brain circuits older than language, and they can shift suddenly based on external cues, your career success, social confidence, or how you handle her challenges. Her attraction isn't just about wanting you, it's about maximizing her genetic investment. Winning the attention of a man who has options means passing on those high-value traits. Settling for someone with none risks her genetic legacy. This is why logical preference for a devoted, available man often loses to the pull of the unpredictable one. It's not manipulation, it's ancient biology. The man who stays independent, keeps his standards, and maintains his options works with her programming, not against it. 3. The psychology of intermittent reinforcement, why inconsistency. breeds obsession. Slot machines don't pay every time, and that's exactly why people can't stop pulling the lever. The strongest addictions are born from unpredictable rewards. Bf. Skinner proved it with pigeons and random food rewards. Consistent payoff leads to boredom. Unpredictable payoff leads to compulsion. In relationships, the same holds true. The man who replies instantly, always says yes, always shows affection, he's predictable. Her brain learns the pattern, dopamine drops. The man who sometimes replies quickly and sometimes not, sometimes is warm and sometimes distant, he keeps her brain guessing. That anticipation floods her with dopamine. She checks his socials obsessively, dissects his words, and feels the rush each time he engages. This unpredictability signals value. If he were low value, he'd be constantly available. Intermittent reinforcement isn't just about texting, it shows up in mystery, in varying intimacy, in shifting availability. This is why the bad boy archetype endures, not because women want mistreatment, but because they respond to unpredictability. The highs feel higher because of the lows. 4. The validation trap. When her self-worth hangs on your attention, often she's not addicted to you, but to who she feels she is when she's with you. This comes from reflected appraisal, seeing herself through your eyes. When you choose her, she feels valuable. When your attention fades, her identity feels threatened. This dependency can mimic deep love, but is actually psychological addiction. The devoted, available man doesn't always create this dependency. The inconsistent one often does. The danger: she tolerates almost anything to keep your validation, abandoning values, ignoring red flags, neglecting herself. But such relationships crumble under the weight of neediness and imbalance. Healthy attraction thrives when both partners are whole on their own. 5. Emotional investment and power dynamics. Why the one who cares less holds more power. Every relationship has a pursuer and a pursued. The person investing more emotionally naturally has less power. When she invests more thinking, adapting, compromising, she's subconsciously placing you above her in the hierarchy. This doesn't make her more valuable to you, it makes you more valuable to her over time. Imbalanced investment creates a self-perpetuating cycle. The more one person pursues, the more the other distances. In female psychology, attraction often peaks when you're slightly less invested than she is. Availability signals lower value. Selective presence signals higher. Sustainable relationships happen when both people invest equally, maintain their own lives, and choose each other without dependence. That's when respect, attraction, and balance last. Use this understanding wisely, not to manipulate, but to align with the forces that shape attraction, because when you work with these dynamics, you don't just get the woman, you get the best version of her, drawn to the best version of you.